Take it away.
Hey, party people. My name's Cristina. I'm also known as Stina. I'm the founder of Stina Does It. I am an event stylist that specializes in decor. I primarily focus on luxury balloon styling and event signage. I am known for my focal point backdrops, my statement piece decor, and yeah, that's what I do. You ever
I'm
have a party and you need decorations? Call me up and I am your girl.
so excited to have you. I loved your piece for Valentine's Day. Cupid, like
Oh,
say
at
no to Cupid.
the yeah, it was like it was fries over guys, and it was
Yes.
yes, that was so it's funny. That's actually my part-time job, Park Social in Neptune. I bartend and I serve there like one or two times a week, and they were having a Galentine's event, and they were like, do our backdrop. I said yes, got you, and they're great. They're great. They hired me to do their New Year's, and I love that backdrop. That backdrop was sick,
It
sick.
was
It was like no boys
so
allowed
good.
on it.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is they kept it. They were like, I took down the backdrop, but they wanted those envelopes that had like fries over guys, no boys allowed. And they
So
wanted it
cute.
in the restaurant for like their photo ops. I'm like, wait, but it's Valentine's Day. But it's like a whole like women like
It was
focused
great.
place. So it worked. It worked. It worked. Yeah.
It was so great. So, Tina, tell us everything about how you got started with doing this.
All right, awesome. So I got started doing this. It's crazy. Like I was kind of like low key, little creative growing up. But I never really viewed myself as a creative person.
Hmm.
Whatever. I had my son, and then in 2020, everything shut down. Everybody was doing these drive-by parties. And when I
Hmm.
was seeing these drive-by parties, I saw like balloon like garlands were becoming a thing. And I'm just like, what the heck is a balloon garland? So I started researching it. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is cool little designs. And then my son's first birthday came and I saw how much a balloon garland costs. And I said, oh, okay. So I guess we're going to learn how to DIY this. Majority of how balloon stylists start is by DIYing.
Love it.
And nobody can tell me differently. If you're a balloon stylist, it's because you DIY'd it the first time and you're like, I'm gonna figure this shit out myself. Anyways, so yeah, I did my first balloon garland for my son's first birthday. It was a cute little Toy Story theme. Came out horrendous, but whatever. Took me hours. I want to say 6, 8 hours to do like the most simplest thing.
Oh
But
no.
once I did that, oh, it was insane. I had about 4 or 5 people helping me inflate these balloons. It was dramatic. It was little like I look back at it now and I'm like, goodness gracious, like that poor girl, that poor girl.
She didn't know what it was going to become. She didn't know.
Oh no, not at
Can't
all.
blame
Because I was
her.
like, I'm just doing this for fun. And then after that, I had friends ask me, "Can you do my kid's birthday? Can you do my baby shower?" And I just became like the go-to for like my friends and family. And I was just doing it for fun. So then, obviously, Brittany, that in 2021, my son was diagnosed with cancer. And that just like completely rocked my world. And that just everything like I stopped everything, and that was like my primary focus was
Yeah.
during that time. 7 months of chemo and all that, but he's great. Survived it.
What a
He's a
trooper.
magical little boy. He's so great. He's a little badass, that kid. I love him.
I love it.
But his third birthday, it was gonna be the first time that all our friends and family were gonna see him before he from when he got diagnosed, because I isolated him from
Yeah,
everybody.
for sure. Of
So I
course.
threw him I threw him a massive party, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna test this party out and see if I want to be an event planner. Because when I was doing the balloons in 2020 and 2021 for everybody, they were like, you should become an event planner. And I was like, oh, I don't know. So on his third birthday came, I'm gonna test it out. So definitely decided I don't want to be an event planner because that shit's hard. I was like, yeah, no, I remember it was at a park, and the focal point, which was the backdrop, was like my biggest, that's all I cared about was the backdrop. So we're sitting there, everybody's like, so where are your plates? Where are your forks? Where are your tablecloths? And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, Christina, you're trying to be an event planner, but where's all like the matching like stuff? And in my head, I was like, well, the backdrop's up and the balloons
Yeah.
are up. That's all I care about. So yeah, that's when I realized, okay, no, I don't want to do this. I want to focus on just backdrops and decor. I posted the backdrop, and when I posted it, because at this point I was doing like event signage for about
Yeah.
not even a year. And I posted the balloons, and it just blew up. It blew up, it blew up. And yeah, people just started hiring me, and I just started doing decor
Oh
for a
my
living.
gosh. gosh. I love the magic of social media. Like, I feel like so many people come on and they're like, I just posted it and it blew up. And I was like, wow, it's like so crazy that effect that it can have.
It's so because back in the day, she's like, "Oh, I hate social media. Like, it's such like a." But it's like if you use it for the right ways, I
Hmm.
love social media. I use social media for everything. You need a recipe. You need
Yep.
like instructions on how to do something. Like, I
Yep.
got really into the gym this year, so I'm like, "How do I do this workout?" I just look it up on a hashtag and I find out all these different ways to do proper form. And I'm like, this is great. I love Instagram.
Yeah. It went from being like a ugh to like, oh my gosh, I use it every single
It's
day. I love it.
yeah, and that is like my primary source of advertising is Instagram. I don't really use anything else. I've tried other things. I've tried paying for advertisement and nothing has worked like Instagram does.
Hmm. Yeah, I could feel that
It's
for sure.
crazy.
Now, I have a question. You come up with, and I like totally was stalking your Instagram. You come up with the cutest things and nothing is the same. How is your mind working that way? Like, I feel like if I like a design, like that's it. I'm just going to keep doing it over and over and over again. And like, you always make it different.
So that's what I thought it was gonna be. Like, I think at one point I did hit a point in my business where I felt like everything was being repetitive, but
Hmm.
I can't even give it all to myself. It has to be my clients. Like my clients, I'll be like, send me inspo photos, like what is your vision? And every client is different. So they'll kind
Hmm.
of send me a little bit of everything that they're looking for. And I'll take bits and pieces of all their different examples and then I'll just kind of put it all together into one. I've done like a bunch of what's one? I've done a while like a safari. I've done so many safari themes.
Yeah.
So many like baby in bloom, love in bloom. And then I feel like a lot of neutral colors are all the same, but I think because all my clients are so different, they all have their own specific unique taste and like
Hmm.
looks of what they want. I think that's what helps me. I sit there and I talk to them and I kind of get to know them a little bit and see like what their style is and what they're looking for. And that helps me figure out because yeah, that's the one thing about my job that I love. I will do a bunch of the same things, but it will never be the same. Like
No.
ever. Even if it's the same color scheme, never the same. They're all so different. And I think that's why and I do that purposely too, because I
Hmm.
don't want to be doing the same thing all the time. That's when it gets boring. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure.
No, no, that's, it just gets my creative juices flowing. And then I just figure out, like, okay, how can I make this different than the last time? And that's it.
It's a and I love the fact that you said that you asked them for inspo. Like that didn't even cross my mind that like you're asking them for advice. Like I don't know how I thought it went, but I thought like you were just like, "Okay, here's my photos. Which one do you like?" You know what I mean? Like the fact that
Oh,
you're
yeah.
asking
No,
them
no,
for
no.
inspo, I love
Yeah.
that.
Because I got to know what their vision is. They could tell me they want this, and that, like on writing, when you inquire with me and like you answer my questionnaire, I got to figure out to how you can add the inspos in my
Mhm.
inquiries. I got to figure if any other people out there that know how to add photos to inquiries, let me know. But yeah, I feel like when I email them back and I can't really understand like when they text me, like they'll be like,
Mhm.
I just want like what are those signs with balloons? And I know what the sign means one of my arch walls,
Yep.
but I need to know what their vision is because sometimes they want flowers in it, sometimes they want bows in it, sometimes they want pearls in it. Like everybody's so different. So I'll be like, send me your inspo, send me I love when they send me their Pinterest boards. That helps out the best.
Yes.
The best. Yeah.
I love me some Pinterest. I love me some Pinterest. I planned
Same.
so many parties on Pinterest. Did they ever look like the Pinterest board? No. But I planned them on Pinterest. 100%.
Listen, that's
100%.
all that matters. All that matters.
I know. So you always do like those arch boards. Do you get that back at the end and then just keep reusing the
Yeah.
same one? Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wow, that
Yeah,
has
yeah.
to
So
be
that's
crazy.
That's all made out of wood. My dad is amazing. He does all my woodwork for me.
Oh,
So yeah, and that's all included in my pricing. I'll set it up, I'll do everything, and then you let me know when your party ends, and I'll go back and I'll break it down.
I love it. So, what has
hmm
been one of the most challenging projects to date and how did you overcome it?
One of my most challenging projects.
Hmm.
Okay, I think it's so crazy. I was just on the phone with somebody talking about this project. So it was a Sweet 16 that I had, and I linked up with one of my really good friends, Regina. She also owns her own balloon business. And me and her were doing a Sweet 16 together in Long Branch. And it was massive, massive, like me and her, we split the job half and half. So just with me alone, it was 140 feet of balloons.
My gosh, how long did that take?
I want to say about 3 days of just straight up inflating, inflating, inflate. I used to have this in my old condo. I had this private room with like French doors. The room was filled from top to bottom, wall to wall of just balloons
Oh my gosh.
everywhere. It was my son ran in there and he had a freaking ball. He had a great you know what? I think I forgot to add that in my introduction now that we've been yapping this whole time. I do have a son. He is we did talk about my son. In my introduction, I did not talk about my son. There you go. Guys, I have a 5-year-old son. He's amazing.
My gosh, he is such a warrior, man. Oh my goodness. And
Yeah,
like,
he is.
I just want to say, like, I met Tina at a networking event about a year ago now, and the way she speaks about her son and like just this genuine, like, you could just see her
Oh,
eyes light up. I mean, as most moms, like, we're always so proud of our kids, but man, oh, look, I'm tearing up. It just makes me like,
sigh.
he's
Me
such a
too.
little warrior. And,
He
you both
is.
have
He
been through
is.
so much, and I'm just so happy that it's over. It's over, and you're over it. Okay,
Yeah, me
back,
too. He's so good. Yeah, back to he's so good
back,
though. He's so good. For anybody
perfect.
wondering, he is great. He is a typical 5-year-old boy clinging on me and climbing up me. He's great. He's great. But back to what we were saying. So he
Yeah.
was jumping through the balloons, having a ball. Between the two of us, we each had to hire. I think I hired 4 people. She hired 4 people. I don't usually hire people to help me out. We had an hour and a half to
Oh, 140 feet. Oh my gosh.
no, that was just me alone. So I think she did about 140 feet too. So we're talking 280 feet of balloons. Oh, I'm talking in the ceiling, like in the pool, like behind Marquinum. It was insane. And I think that was one, I was still learning about the industry
Mhm.
and learning the business. And it was a big learning lesson for me that I learned a lot that day. Yeah, that was definitely one of my most struggling. And then, it's hard when you bring friends and family to help you because they don't know what they're doing. Like
Yeah.
let me tell you, my friends and my family, they're amazing. They're rock solid. If I need their help, they will show up. But at the end of the day, like they don't really know how to do it. Like I can tell them
Yeah.
what to do, but they're just like, Christina, what do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you have such a big event like that and you only have like an hour and a half to set up all this stuff, it was hectic. But let me tell you, we got it done. We got it done. It looked great. It was amazing. Everyone was happy. And yeah, it was definitely worth it. It was a good time.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to need you to send me pictures of that if you have it
I
and the
will definitely
Valentine's
send you
Day. And
pictures.
I'm going to
Yeah,
put that in the slideshow so people can go and see what we
I
were talking
definitely
about.
will.
I love it.
Perfect.
So, okay. When you first started your business, what were some of the initial challenges you faced when you launched?
So when I first started my business, I think it was pricing. Pricing was
Okay.
really difficult. I didn't know how to price. I was doing jobs for like nickels and dimes, but I didn't know how to price it out. And then I think another struggle that I had that really like affected my life was balancing. I went from being a stay-at-home mom.
Hmm.
I was very accessible. I was always home to then not being home because I was like everything just blew up. Like it got
Hmm.
crazy busy. So like the weekends when I would be home, I was no longer home because I was out running around doing all these setups. It got insane really, really fast. And I was really struggling. And especially being that, I was still recovering from like the trauma of what happened with my son. I was really struggling to balance that, but I was so eager to make my own income
Hmm.
and to help out financially that I just kept going. Like that's all I was like, this is gonna be worth it. This is gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. Like it's gonna help my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
That was definitely one of my biggest struggles was learning that work-life balance because it was hard. It was hard. Now I feel like I'm in a place where my work-life balance it's good for me. Like I'm good. Even regardless of how busy I am, I'm able to not struggle, juggle. I've been able to juggle it a lot better.
Good. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I think in the beginning too, and I think like it's so, I know we're going to talk about it more in a little bit, but for anybody listening, when you're first starting out, I think as women in general, we just have such a hard time charging people money, especially if we're not coming from money. You know what I mean? Like, especially like for
Oh
ourselves
my
that
God,
like,
yes.
you were a stay-at-home mom, like, I was a teacher. It's just we have a hard time charging people money because we know what a luxury money really is. And like when you don't have it, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to charge these people these kind of things. So I totally understand why you were like, oh no, like in the beginning, nickel and diming it because it's not just you. I think it's just like a universal, we always undercut ourselves. And I know we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, and I sat there and I was like, not gonna pay me like this
Yeah.
stay-at-home mom to do this. And then it's just like, yeah, no, there are people it balloon decor, balloon stuff, it's a luxury. Just because
Hmm.
like just because you have a party, you don't need to have decor. You know what I mean? And I think that's
Hmm.
something that it took me a while to process and understand that if you do want like a good job done like that, it's going to cost. And like,
For
it's
sure.
okay. Like, if it's too much for you and you don't want to go for it, that's totally okay. I also do work with people's budgets. And like, if someone gives me their budget, I will tell them what I can offer for that budget. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just going to be
Yeah.
like, oh, well, yeah, it is what it is. Sorry. Like, no,
Yeah.
you have a budget in mind. I'll let you know what you can get for that budget.
I think
And
that's brilliant.
we go for there. We go from there, you know?
Hmm. No, for sure. For sure. So you said in the beginning, like you started and then all of a sudden it blew up. So what were some of like your effective marketing that you did to get these services and attracting clients?
My only marketing, honestly, has only been Instagram.
Gotta love IG. I really do. I think
Like,
it's good.
and then I started networking a lot. I feel like that definitely, like, I can't, you know what? I can't
Hmm.
even like put that down. I networked a lot.
Yeah.
Babes in business, I was always going to, and then, besties in business, which unfortunately they're not open anymore, but I got a lot from them. And
Hmm.
one that I just recently joined was Turnkey Women, and they've been phenomenal. But I, I like putting myself in rooms, and I just feel like networking will get more doors open for you than anything else ever will. So the more that you put yourself into rooms with people and just like get to know people, like, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I don't even go network in hopes that I get a client. It's just like, and then those people be like, you know what? You're looking for a balloon person? I know someone. I don't use them because my sister does them for me, but I know someone. If you really want a professional, here you go. Call Stina.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like networking has just like helped me a lot with marketing as well. But honestly, mainly just Instagram. I don't use anything else. I really don't use anything else.
See, I love that you mentioned the networking because I think that's something that I honestly didn't know about. That was the first networking event I ever been to was the
It
one that
was
I
the
met
one
you
at
at.
it was
The brew, the coffee place, Ocean Brew. No, no, that's not where I met you. It was
no, I met you
the
before that. It
boutique.
was the boutique, the
The
Darcy,
boutique.
it was what's Darcy? Darcy?
I don't remember the boutique's
Am
name,
I
but it
saying
was
the right one?
yeah, it was the
Yeah, 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 yeah,
boutique.
yeah, yeah. No, I know I met you at the boutique. And then the second time I saw you was at Ocean Brew before she moved.
Yes.
Yes.
So yes. So when we talk about like networking, I think that is something that is so important for anybody that's listening that's getting into business or getting into hustles. Finding people and being in a room with like-minded people just brings you up a level that you weren't at before. Because if you really want to get into business, being in a room, listening to other people pitch their business, talk about their business, you're networking with them. Like you just said, like they might not use you as a client, but all of a sudden somebody has a balloon and it's like, I know somebody that does that. So it's
Yep.
just like this beautiful place of just finding like-minded people. So I highly suggest that anybody that's listening look at your local networking events. And I mean, how I found it was by searching hashtags like NJ networking.
Really?
Yeah, like NJ networking. And then all of a sudden I was like
Wow.
looking at other people who were doing business that I started noticing. And so it's not just like right in your face, but when you start actually looking, you can find these things. If you have a Facebook group, like a local Facebook group, a lot of them start posting about those kind of things. But
Yep.
if you really want to get noticed, I'm going to stand behind that because that was my first networking event ever as a children's book author. And it just did so well for me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so
I mean, look,
nice.
you and I met,
I
and here I
know.
am on your podcast now. You
I
know what I'm
love it.
saying?
I love it.
And all I had to do was for you to show up there. I didn't even buy anything. I just went there because I
Me
knew the
neither.
people that were going. I said, I want to network, so I'm gonna go. And I went, and it was a great time because I knew like about like five people that were going to that event.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew every time I go to a networking event, every single time I leave with a new connection.
Yep.
My first event ever was Babes in Business. I was supposed to go with another friend. She ended up not being able to go, so I had to go by myself. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was so anxious because I've never went to one before in my life. And I was like, you know what? There's like 200 people there. If I leave, they're not even gonna notice me. but if I stay, maybe something good will happen. And I have met my bestest friends. I have about,
Oh,
it's like three of them, my bestest friends in New Jersey at the first networking group that I went to.
oh
Crazy.
my gosh. I love that. I love that. And I'm also going to add
Yeah.
too that everybody that I've met at a networking event is the loudest cheerleader. Like
Oh, always.
anything
Yeah.
I post, it's like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's so
I
kind.
don't know. It's just like it's there's just a community behind it, especially
Yeah,
like being like female entrepreneurs. It
for sure.
Have you been to a Babes in Business yet?
No, no, I haven't.
You should go. I'm speaking at the next one, so this is me letting you know you should go.
Yeah, let me know.
I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm speaking at it. You should definitely come.
What is the
It's May
date?
28th at May 28th.
Okay, May 28th, Babes in
You
Business. Oh, that'll be so fun. Okay, back to balloons. What
okay.
is a piece of advice that people would normally have to pay for, but you're willing to share with us today for free?
Okay. So I feel like I don't really know if it's something that people pay for.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I did pay for this last year to get my knowledge on it. But I think when it comes to pricing, I feel like some people are really eager to get jobs
Mm-hmm.
that they will lowball themselves. And if you're in this industry and you have knowledge, let me tell you, people that are hiring you, it's because they've tried doing it or they don't know how to do it or they don't want to try to do it, but they don't want to do it. And that's why they're
Yeah.
hiring you. I actually had somebody like last week, she came to me. I met her at an event and she was like, I tried doing this on my own. She showed me a picture of it. You know, for her first time, it was cute. And I told her, I was like, this is cute. And she looked at me like I was crazy. She goes, let me tell you something right now. I will never touch a balloon ever again in my life. Give me your contact because you will be doing my parties going forward. I don't ever want to do this ever again. So again, people will hire you because they don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It is a luxury service to have what we do at people's special events. If you are doing balloons in New Jersey, I did my research. I believe I did pay for to get this knowledge from like I think it was like a paying like they were teaching about pricing.
Mm-hmm.
Or I went to an event that I paid for that they taught about pricing. The minimum you should be charging as of 2024, okay? The minimum you should be charging is $28 a foot in your balloon garlands. Anything lower, you are lowballing yourself as someone who is knowledgeable in this luxury service. Anything higher, you go. I am cheering you on. Let me know how you do it because I would love to know. I cheer you on. But honestly, if you are doing it anything less than $28 a foot, you are lowballing yourself and you deserve to be charging $28 a foot. And that is like my solid piece of advice right there.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it before. I mean, I just, I'm gonna be so dramatic for a second. I blow up 3 balloons for my kids. They get 2 characters and a number every year. That's what they get when they wake up in the morning. They get their 2 favorite characters and a
That's
number.
cute.
And I'm dying at the end. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I can't breathe. I'm like it's insane. So for all that you're doing, like think about what goes into it. You have to get the balloons, you have to blow it up, you have to figure out how to piece them all together. Like it's a lot. And then you have to transport them, put it together there, take it down. You know, it's really hard. Like I said in the beginning, it's very hard to see our worth, but think of all the pieces that you do throughout it and add it
Mm-hmm.
all up to how much time it's truly taking you and then divide it by what you just charged. That's how much you're
100%.
making for an hour.
100%. And like there's a lot of people like so for me, I've been lucky to where I had a really good truck. It was a Ford
Mm-hmm.
Explorer. I would inflate all my balloons before my events and I would transport them. So that when I got there, all I had to do was like structure it together. Now, as of last week, your girl is an owner of a Ram Pro Master.
I saw.
So I'm so excited about it. So now I can blow up as many balloons as I want for as many jobs as I want, and I can just hop around and do multiple jobs in one day. But there are some people who they don't have vehicles like that, and I know them, and they are going to the venue and they're inflating and putting the
Oh my
structure
goodness.
together under that time. And you know, some venues don't give you much time,
No.
but it's not easy. That's not easy. You know, people think that because I come to a place and I put it together and it takes me like X amount of time, it gets done quickly, but they're not realizing that, yeah, but that's because I saved time doing it here because I did all the work at my house, because I
Mm-hmm.
have the luxury, because I had the vehicle or the transportation to bring it all inflated. But there's people that they don't. They
Yeah.
have to inflate when they're at the venue, and that is that is rough. That adds a lot more pressure to the job.
For sure. For sure. And I just also want to add to, obviously, I know everybody listening is understanding like when these things are taking place, but to do this business, you're looking mostly at probably weekends, correct?
Weekends are, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Fridays are starting to get more busy, but usually Saturdays and Sundays are like but I'll start prepping as early as a Tuesday. Here's another tip that I'll give for free. If you could if you use quality balloons, you can definitely inflate like the Monday or Tuesday before your event, as long as you secure them and bag them correctly. They will not oxidize. They will be in mint condition by the time your weekend comes. I do not believe in waiting Thursday, Friday night and staying out till 4 in the morning, inflating all your balloons for Saturday. That is too hectic. I will start as early as Monday so that my Thursday and Fridays are more like
Manageable.
easygoing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's so good to, that's
Yeah, because I feel like people get scared to like inflate because they think they're gonna deflate, but no, they don't. They really, as long as you bag them correctly, like have them in bags and have them in good temperature, they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
yeah, I still have my daughter's birthday was April 16th. The balloons are still chilling in my house.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
I can vouch. I can vouch. I don't know how these must be great balloons, but if you blow them up, and mine was just air. So my
Yep.
goodness. Okay. And the last most important question: what does being a money hungry mama mean to you?
I think after being a stay-at-home mom and now that I am a single mom, being a money hungry mama is being able to financially provide for me and my child, especially being someone that I did rely on someone for some time for finances, and now that I'm not, that's what that means for me. And also having the freedom to pick and choose when I want to take events or not, so that I can be present for my child.
Love that. Yeah.
Mm.
You are a boss babe.
Oh,
My
stop.
goodness.
Thank you.
I love it. You went from being a full-time stay-at-home mom to owning your own business, buying that truck that you wanted, and literally making the hours that you want. That's great. Good for you. I'm so
I
proud of you.
appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's definitely not easy, but
Yeah, no.
I'm here. I'm in a really good place now, and I wouldn't change it for the world at all. And my son loves being a part of it. Like he'll like literally put the balloons on the machine and he'll inflate them and then pass them to me so I could tie them. It's like the cutest little system we got going on. Another reason why I start Monday, Tuesdays, because that'll take a little bit longer, but you know what? He's a part of it. He loves it. I can't ask for anything more.
I love it. And this whole entire time, we have just been saying your son. Would you like to share his name?
Oh yeah, so his name is Mason.
Love it. He's so sweet.
Yes, Mason. He's so sweet. He's so good. He's living life. He's thriving. He's healthy, which is the most important. But yeah, he's
Important.
doing good.
Good. Oh my goodness. Stina, thank you so much for coming on the Money Hungry Mama podcast. I was so excited to have you.
Thank you for having me. Like this was so fun.
It was so fun. And I know we just went on like tangents in there. So
I know.
I'm
I'm
going to
sorry if I got off topic a little bit and I yapped. I'm a big yapper, so I tend to get off subject all the
never
time. But
apologize. We're not apologizing for talking because now we know that there's events coming up and fun things that we can all be attending to get to network here in New Jersey.
yes, please come if you are looking to build your network and build your like I love networking. I love meeting other business owners. I guess that's why I'm promoting it so much.
Yeah.
But come out, find your people and just like grow your business with a bunch of boss ass women.
Stina, I cannot thank you enough for coming onto the Money Hungry Mama podcast. Where can our listeners support you?
So you guys could find me on Instagram at Stina Does It, STINADOESIT. I'm also on Facebook, but like if you want to DM me, have a conversation, ask me questions, or just want to continue yapping with me because I love to yap, just hit me up on Instagram and we could talk.
Oh my goodness. I hope somebody here is going to take her up on that offer. Thank you so much for being here today. We are so lucky to hear your words of wisdom.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.